G'day everyone, welcome to the Japanese Whisky Review. I'm Brian, continuing this series of best Japanese whiskies, best Chichibu, Hanyu, Kawasaki family whiskies, all rated at least 90 out of 100, and I'll put the full list in the description. There's some I've tasted, especially at the distillery, which are absolute crackers, but I didn't do full tasting notes on. Unfortunately, unless you go to the distillery, you're probably never going to be able to try these whiskies. In fact, you won't be able to try them. Every now and again they have these single casks that they have experimented with and everything else, looking at the different casks, and if you're lucky enough, you're at the distillery and the lock cupboard, they may bring some out for you to try, and I've had a few of those, more than a few, and they were top notch, so very lucky to have those. Anyway, moving on, we're going to do another Ichiro's Malt and Grain, and this is for the Kiyosato Field Ballet 26th anniversary bottling, 48% ABV. From memory, this might have been the first in this series, and there's been a bunch of these bottlings for Kiyosato Field Ballet. Again, malt and grain, these are all Japanese malt and grain whiskies. So you could have Chichibu, Hanyu and Kawasaki, or Hanyu and Kawasaki, just depending on the bottle, but it's all Japanese blended whiskey. So, let's go. Nose, earthy, licorice, molasses, fruity nose from a well-aged rum. Seems to be a theme here. Maybe I'm getting that from this Kawasaki. And I don't mean rums that have got extra sugar or anything else like that. I'm talking about better known, or I should say better brands, where they don't enhance whiskey with extra sugars or anything like that to tart them up, to make them sweeter, and therefore some people's thinking they taste better, but stuff along the lines of your Mount Gays and your Appleton Estates, that sort of thing. I've tasted a whole bunch of different rums, maybe, you know, Travellers from Belize or Foursquare from Barbados. Leather, tobacco, Lapsang Souchong. If you can call a nose smooth, this is smooth. So there's no kind of burn the hairs out of your nose type nose here at all. It's just smooth like treacle. So palate, again, the long-aged rum is rum, but it's prevalent but not overwhelming. Caramelized orange juice or juice. Tobacco, leather, the Lapsang Souchong. Sorry if I got the pronunciation wrong. I just know the spelling. Mixed herbs, some ginger, heat, which I always like in a whiskey, and some salt. Kampai. Well balanced, interesting, tasty, and with no rough edges whatsoever. Finish, leather, tobacco, tar, pine, molasses, and coconut. Yum. Coconut in a whiskey. Always enjoy that, as long as it's not overwhelming. Get that in a lot of Springbanks. Last word, I've tasted a number of Ichiro Malt and Grain. I know I keep saying this, but when I taste them at the time, they always feel like the best one. Number of Ichiro Malt and Grain with grain bottlings, and this one is a standout. So I guess I'm just comparing it to some of the other ones where the grain whiskey's imported, like your white label, your blue label, the premium one that comes out, you know, every year or so. Not cheap, but if you have the readies, this is a highly recommended whiskey and better than the majority of Ichiro's card series I've tasted. So there you go, the much vaunted, or at least very expensive, Ichiro's Malt card series whiskies. And I gave this a rating of 92 out of 100. And anyway, let's go. I put a note in this one, a blend of 25-year-old Hanyu Single Malt Whisky from 1990 and 33-year-old Kawasaki Single Grain Whisky from 1982. And it looks to me, from one of the other reviews I've done on one of these Ichiro's Malt and Grains, that maybe this cask, I think it was the one for Claude Whisky, their 10th anniversary, Malt and Grain, that was an 82 as well. So maybe they're just, as I said, they're dishing out the little bits of Kawasaki that they have left, which isn't much, if any, at all. So, thanks for watching. I'll see you in the next video. It's going to be another Chichibu, Hanyu, Kawasaki. Bye for now.